Before the flood, before the water swallowed everything, before Noah's name meant anything to anyone, there was another world, a world that no longer exists, a world that was unmade. This is what happened in it. The watchers were not supposed to come down. That was the boundary. That was the line that held everything in its place, heaven above, earth below, and between them a distance that was not accidental. It was design, it was order, and they broke it. 200 of them. They looked at the daughters of men from above, and they wanted. That wanting was the beginning of the end of everything. They made an oath together on a mountain: if we fall together. None of them understood yet what falling would cost. Semjaza descended first, then the others followed. The earth did not know what it had received. She was called Naamah. She did not know what he was when she first saw him. She only knew he did not speak like the men she had grown up beside, did not move like them, did not look at the world the way they did. He told her he had seen the beginning of creation. He told her every star had a name, and he had sung with them before the earth existed. She believed him. She had no reason not to. He had never lied to her because beings like him did not need to. What he did not tell her, what perhaps he had not yet admitted to himself, was that he could not go back. The moment his feet touched the ground, the door behind him had closed. He had chosen. And choices made by eternal beings carry eternal weight. The child was born wrong. Not wrong in the way a mother fears in the night, wrong in a way that had no name yet, because nothing like it had ever existed. Too large, too aware. Eyes that understood before they should have. The women who came to help Naamah through the birth left quickly and did not speak of what they had seen. The boy grew faster than children grew. He outpaced his own age until his age became meaningless. He ate more than a household could provide. He was not cruel, that was the thing no one expected. He was curious. He was gentle with small things. He wept when his younger brother was hurt over a goat, a small foolish argument that ended in blood. And he stood there afterward with his hands open and could not understand what had happened or why the world kept moving toward destruction, even when no one wanted it to. He was not the only one. Across the earth, in every place the watchers had descended, children like him were growing. Some were not gentle. Some had learned quickly that their size was power, and power in a world already bent toward violence became something the earth could not contain. Enoch watched all of it. He had always watched. He was the one man in that generation who still walked with God, not because he was without fault, but because he kept turning back, kept choosing the narrow path even when it cost him. God showed him things, took him up and showed him the full measure of what was coming. The watchers bound in the deep, their sons destroying each other and everything around them. The earth crying out under the weight of what had been done to it. Go down, God told him. Tell them, not because they can be saved, but because they must know there is no appeal. Tell them the prayer of heaven no longer reaches them. Enoch descended and stood before the watchers' beings, who had once been above him in every way, who had known fire and music and the face of God, and told them what he had been told. He did not soften it. He did not look away. They asked him to pray for them anyway. He told them he already had. The answer was no. Noah was building, had been building for longer than anyone cared to count. The neighbors had stopped laughing years ago, not because they believed him, but because the joke had grown old. The structure was too large to be a joke anymore. It was something else now, something that made people look away when they passed it. His wife brought him water in the heat of the day. She did not ask questions she already knew the answers to. She had made her peace with the life she had chosen and the man she had chosen it with. When the rain came, she was ready. She had been ready for years. The earth had filled. That was the word God used, filled. Not broken, not lost, not fallen beyond recovery in the way individuals fall. Filled. As in, the measure was complete. As in, there was no more room for what needed to come next, while what was there still occupied the space. The sons of the watchers fell on each other first, then on everything else. The ground drank blood until it could not drink any more. The watchers watched from wherever they were held and knew that their wanting that first moment of looking down and choosing to descend had produced this, not because they were evil in the way men understand evil, because they had broken the order that held everything together, and broken things do not break cleanly, They break outward, they break everything near them. Enoch was taken, that was all. One day he walked with God, and the walking did not stop where it usually stopped. He simply did not return. His son Methuselah lived on longest of any man who ever breathed, as if his life were the last thread holding the old world in place. And perhaps it was. Because the year Methuselah died, the rain began. Noah closed the door. Or the door was closed, he was never entirely sure afterward which it was. He heard them outside. Voices he recognized. Voices he did not. He did not open it. Not because he was hard, because the time for that had passed and he knew it, and knowing it and living with it are two entirely different things. The water rose. Everything the watchers had built through their children, the iron, the fire, the knowledge given before its time, the cities that had grown too fast and eaten themselves, all of it went under. The stars remained. They had always remained. They had names before any of this began, and they would have names after. Somewhere beneath the water, in the wreckage of a world that had been unmade, lay everything that could have been the children who were curious, the ones who wept, the ones who had not chosen what they were born into any more than Naamah had chosen, who came down from above to speak to her on the road. The ark moved on the surface of a world that was starting over, and God remembered Noah.